Hello and welcome to Designing Tomorrow with Ashutosh. Today I am having a very interesting conversation with a very interesting man. This man has a very unique vantage point, and his vantage point is around building a connective tissue around institutions, around government, around startups, and helping India innovate as a whole. So today I'm joined by Mr. Praveen Mokkapati. Welcome to the podcast. It's really nice having you. So sir, I just wanted to get in. I want to start this conversation with कि आप यहाँ पे पहुँचे कैसे? I just wanted to get an idea of how your journey has been so far, uh, and how did you get here?
No, it's a long response possibly that will come to that question क्योंकि जब so I'll start with maybe my undergrad, right? So my undergrad was in mechanical engineering, and today I'm in the space of AI. So obviously there's a lot of trajectory change that has happened over the years, and
Yeah.
my intent was to actually do a PhD in mechanical engineering.
Huh.
So my study was with the intent of focusing on everything mechanical engineering. I was at Texas A&M,
Yeah.
and over there, life had other plans for me. So I settled with a master's degree. I wrote a thesis, and
Uh-huh.
then I could have worked in Houston,
Yeah.
which is the hub of the oil and gas sector in the US. Nice, cushy job. I could have been very comfortable sitting behind a desk, computer, and doing what was expected of me. Or the possibility of, let's say, coming back to India, starting the subsidiary of a German company.
Yeah.
Those are the two propositions that were in front of me. I was very young. I could fail. I could risk, some decisions of such kind.
Huh.
So I said, why not? And then again, I chatted with my thesis advisor, my parents. Again, these are the ones who are very close to you at that age.
Huh.
Both of them said, don't do it. Stay back in Houston. Make your career in the US, make money, maybe, and do what everybody else was supposed to do. So I chose the less traveled paths, and this was back in the day when staying back in the US was the norm. So I'm talking 2006.
Yeah.
So I've chosen to come back right after my graduation. Set up the subsidiary, 10 years, grew it into a substantive business. The sense of that, I've started something where I am now responsible for the employment for 15, 20 people was a sense of fulfillment. But again, it's not an easy journey. My
Yeah.
first couple of years were very, very tough. Imagine somebody who had no experience coming and starting a subsidiary of a conservative German company. It was very tricky, right? And trying to sell complex technology in a fairly evolving Indian market.
And so was there a lot of competition in the space then?
There wasn't competition. There was complex technology. So fairly um, monopolistic market, but then
Okay.
market that is not ready. How do you sell to a market that's not ready, right?
Yeah, yeah.
कैसे होगा? Like
हाँ.
मैं आपको बेच रहा हूँ, I'm like, and he's like, okay, क्या है ये? Right? Why do I have it? So I have to create the need.
Yeah.
So that was very tricky. And also remember, I never had sales skills to start with, right? So I'm trying to also understand who is a potential buyer, who's not. So it took me a year, a couple of years, a lot of sort of blood, sweat, and tears, as they say,
Uh-huh.
right? Learning the hard way, struggled badly, being humbled about the fact that there's so many other things that I don't know of. But eventually something clicked. I
Yeah.
found the right mentor who sort of guided me. How do you really go into the whole go-to-market strategy and execution? And then the next 5 years in that company was obviously I enjoyed. I started to relish interacting with people, understanding what their hidden ideas and motives were. But then, as I finished that term or that journey with that company, I wanted to put a structure to the madness, structure to the learning that I was getting on the job, but some more structure. So MBA was obviously a logical choice. So when you do an MBA, and this was something which I found immensely valuable,
Yeah.
it allowed me to pivot into a lot of different things. One, it allowed me to pivot to geographically pivot to Malaysia. Second, in the past 7 years or the first 7 years of my career, it was largely automotive, aerospace, utilities, not utilities, but maybe consumer packaged goods kind of sectors that I was largely catering into.
Okay.
Suddenly, I flipped into BFSI, telecom, and consumer centric, selling predictive analytics solutions, which is again completely different
Completely
from
different.
my core education, which was in mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
So those pivots allowed me. I was there for a couple of years. I had a lot of fun learning and understanding of sales is done in Southeast Asia. Not very different. Again, a very people to people thing.
Yeah.
It's just that how sales is done how you need to build a partner network, how do you understand cultural nuances to how buying is done in these markets. These are some of the things which I have learned and understood, but these are pivots that have happened. Um,
So I
yeah.
can see a, I can see like so much of what you do now makes sense from the history that you're saying, because again, I come back to the point of the connective tissue, right? And so that is what you're doing now. And when was it that you realized that this is the path you want to go down on?
So I think this was right after my time in Southeast Asia. I realized very quickly that um, being amidst the startup ecosystem was going to give me some kind of kick. I didn't know what it was, but I decided to quit my job. I hung out at Hyderabad's incubation ecosystem,
Okay.
essentially wherever the startups were, the founders were, talking to them, trying to understand what they were trying to build. Because, again, if you just look back at what my journey was and what I just told, uh, I've been always comfortable in entrepreneurial environments, small environments, 0 to 1 settings, which is really what I did, starting a subsidiary, starting a new business initiative in Southeast Asia. All of these made me very comfortable in small settings. I could relate to founders, how founders operate. And then I said, let me figure it out. Let me see how this works. देखेंगे सबसे बात करेंगे and देखेंगे मतलब मजा आएगा कि नहीं. That was a conviction that got me out. I started talking to everybody. I started talking to investors as well. So much so that eventually I landed up in a venture capital firm where I've spent whatever time that I've spent was easily like twice or thrice of what it would be in a typical job setting, right? But that is when I realized there's immense power in terms of how ecosystems are designed and shaped.
Yeah.
And it got even further accentuated when I was part of the Tech Research Center at the Indian School of Business.
Yeah.
Where again the lens was very different, very research oriented lens on technology, on primitive technology like broadband internet, to frontier technology back at the time like AI, and the impacts of such technology on businesses and society. Again, over there, you're looking at a macro lens. You're looking at how such technology can impact the wider ecosystem. So I started to appreciate some of the finer aspects of how technology and ecosystems function, and the opportunity for different stakeholders to come together and start to engage.
Yeah.
And eventually, all of that got culminated into my journey into NASSCOM, wherein NASSCOM brings ecosystem, and that's the view and that's the positioning that it tries to do in terms of getting everybody together, trying to find patterns. So I kind of felt that it is that sweet spot,
Yeah.
which allowed me to thrive on my skills and my ability to engage with different kinds of stakeholders. Again, my conversations with a developer or a student or a VC or a startup, or for that matter somebody in the industry, industry leader, a GCC for that matter,
Yeah.
or those that are policymakers. Each of those conversations are very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's really about how do you engage with different stakeholders, and that's something which I feel very comfortable with, right? And something which I realize maybe, like you've been saying, right? थोड़ा वो that connectiveness or at least the relationship between people is something which I have enjoyed and I've carried that forward in some ways.
तो अब मैं because I this is something that I've been that's been really puzzling me for a while now, and because as a person who's running a startup in a space, once a week I sit down with myself and I figure out कि क्या होने वाला है, चल क्या रहा है ओवरऑल स्पेस में, उसमें मैं कहाँ छोटा सा हूँ और मैं नेक्स्ट कहाँ पे हाथ मार सकता हूँ जो मेरे सेंस बना रहा है, एंड इन दैट थोड़ा जूम आउट करने में I get to see, and then I'm starting to see. I attended the AI summit that's happening right now, and you get to see कि अच्छा इन्वेस्टर्स इस इकोसिस्टम में यहाँ पे होते हैं, यहाँ पे आपकी गवर्नमेंट होती है, यहाँ पे स्टार्टअप्स होते हैं, यहाँ बड़ी इंडस्ट्री है. मैं आपसे जो एक बात समझना चाहता हूँ इज कि हमें एक इंडिया को, एंड दिस इज समथिंग वी आर ऑल अलाइंड ऑन, कि भाई इंडिया हैज द टैलेंट, इट हैज द हंगर, इट हैज द एनर्जी. अब हमें इसको एआई की एक रेवोल्यूशन भी आ रही है हमारे सामने. आपसे बेटर कोई पर्सन नहीं जिसको आंसर कर सकता है कि इफ यू गेट टू जस्ट डिजाइन एवरीथिंग, how can we leverage the most out of the transition that's coming? What would you change? Like, how do you see the ecosystem? Like, how can we as India make sure everything is set up and we just boom in the AI age?
So, आई थिंक देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट आर नेसेसरी. एक जो है, इंटेंट की कोई कमी नहीं है सबका. आई थिंक वी हैव टू ऑपरेट विद द फैक्ट दैट एवरीबडी ऑपरेट्स ऑन अ गुड फेथ बेसिस.
हाँ.
एंड हेंस एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट इंटेंट सही होता है सबका. Intent to execution is really where we need to essentially solve that problem. How can we be more effective and efficient in terms of achieving those objectives? So, right from adoption, and adoption of technologies like AI require concerted effort. आपको बहुत फोकस लगानी होती है कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है और उस प्रॉब्लम को हम AI से कैसे सॉल्व कर पाए. और ऐसा नहीं है कि AI है तो इट इज अ सोल्यूशन फॉर एवरीथिंग. हाँ, वो थोड़ा सोच के इज इट इवन रिक्वायर्ड वहां से शुरू करनी चाहिए. फिर उसको सेफली कैसे हम अडॉप्ट करें, क्योंकि AI के जो एडवांटेजेस है उसके डिसएडवांटेजेस भी है. जैसे बायस हो सकता है. हाँ, इनएडवर्टेंटली किसी को रिस्क या हार्म पहुंचा सकता है. तो उसको वो बैलेंस आप कैसे कर पाओगे. दूसरी जो बात है, इतना डिमांड है AI के लिए, अडॉप्शन के लिए, और ये अडॉप्शन रेट्स को अगर हमें बढ़ाना है, द टैलेंट इकोसिस्टम आल्सो हैज टू बी प्राइम्ड. उसको भी रेडी करना है, तैयार करना है. और जो अपना हमारा करिकुलम है, इट मे नीड अ करिकुलम रिफ्रेश और मे बी अ करिकुलम रिफॉर्म्स ऑफ सॉर्ट्स दैट माइट बी नेसेसरी. देयर हैव बीन कन्वर्सेशंस अराउंड दैट. एंड हाउ डू वी इंश्योर दैट द फोकस इज नॉट ऑन जॉब्स. फोकस शुड बी मोर ऑन acquiring the right skills that can be quickly moved into maybe आज मैं ये जॉब करूंगा, कल कुछ और कर सकता हूँ, like gig economy, right? And I think that is also a potential pathway for employment. Jobs the way we know today may not be what we will possibly expect. 5 साल बाद कुछ अलग ही हो सकता है. So I think preparing the talent from a skill point, a skill standpoint is I think is very very crucial. अगर वहाँ पे हम, and again we are a very talent heavy nation, not just for India, demand for AI from India but for around the world. And the talent is not just from the students that are graduating but also the startups that might be building for the world or the enterprises that are catering to the world. Now if we have to do that, we have to do skilling, reskilling, upskilling, cross skilling, आप जो भी कह दो, सब कुछ करना बहुत जरूरी है. And then at the end of the day, to your point, आपने जो बोला, मायोपिक से जो मैक्रो हम लेके आते हैं ना, जो फोकस, बिल्कुल दैट इज पॉसिबल विद द पावर ऑफ कम्युनिटी. तो जितना कम्युनिटी को और अलग अलग स्टेक होल्डर कम्युनिटीज को साथ में लेके आओगे, तो कम्युनिटी, हर स्टेक होल्डर कम्युनिटी का सोच एक तरीके से हो सकता है और डिफरेंट भी हो सकता है विद इन द कम्युनिटी. तो जैसे आप स्टार्टअप्स में एक तरीके से एक स्टार्टअप फाउंडर सोचेगा, दूसरा कुछ और सोचेगा, लेकिन यू ब्रिंग देम टुगेदर, देयर इज अ sharing of knowledge and understanding. And hence we need to double down on more and more of such community gatherings. अभी स्टार्टअप्स का एक हो गया, सोचिए इन्वेस्टर्स को लेके आए, एंटरप्राइजेस को लेके आए, इनका सोच अलग है, इनका सोच अलग है. How beautiful will it be when everybody understands each other better. एंटरप्राइज बोलेगा भाई सोल्यूशन सही है, इंटीग्रेट कैसे होगा. इतना आसान नहीं है, क्योंकि उनकी सिस्टम्स है. सिस्टम्स आर देयर टू सेफगार्ड any risks and liabilities that the enterprise will face. Startup is very nimble footed, iterate करके छोड़ देगा, लेकिन इंटीग्रेट कौन करेगा, इनको करना है ना. तो ये समझ बहुत जरूरी है. इन्वेस्टर भी देख रहा है, मेरे को जल्दी से एग्जिट चाहिए, लेकिन डीप टेक में एग्जिट जल्दी से कैसे होगा, टाइम लगेगा. तो ये दिस इंटरेक्शन विल एनेबल क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन ऑफ कंसर्न्स, शेयर्ड challenges and shared objectives also. तो community part is also very important. And finally policy. अभी इंडिया में जो पॉलिसी है, आई थिंक इट्स वेरी प्राइम टुवर्ड्स इंश्योरिंग दैट देयर इज ग्रेटर इनोवेशन एंड ग्रेटर एनेबलमेंट. ऑफ कोर्स any further support and enablement from policy makers is always going to be welcome. But as it is perfectly positioned in order to position India at the forefront of the race that we are in. So I think all of these have to come together, and each of us has a role to play to make sure वो साथ में आए.
I really wish कि we could talk for hours because it's such a wide topic, and because मैं एक बात बताता हूँ, coming to the first point that you raised about skills and the humans involved, right? मुझे सबसे बड़ा question वही है, because I studied for the UPSC in the 2015 के टाइम से हम ये पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, मतलब मैं तब से पढ़ता था कि India has demographic dividend. We have the most youngest people in the world. We have the very educated workforce, and then उसका हम leverage करेंगे. And 10 years later, 15 years later, this question still remains to my mind because there are 2-3 problems that I feel. A, क्या हमारा करिकुलम इनफ है ये सब चीज करने के लिए, दिस इज समथिंग यू रेज. एंड दूसरा, आज के जमाने में अब लॉट ऑफ पीपल एआई को ऐसे सोच रहे हैं कि एक बेस लेवल का वर्कर रिप्लेस हो गया मेरे लिए. I don't think that is correct. I think it should be thought more of like a force multiplier. But मेरा ये thought process है कि अगर एक कोडर को बेसिक लेवल की मिस्टेक्स करने का मौका ना मिले, how does he go from becoming a person जो प्रोजेक्ट बनाता है उससे बाद एक प्रोडक्शन गेट सिस्टम बनाने वाला, when you don't have that scar tissue from making mistakes. मेरा पर्सनल बस मुझे इस बात का डर लगता है कि क्या इस एज में एक ग्राफिक डिजाइनर को मैं गलती करने के अलावा बस सीधे जेमिनाई से निकाल के दे देगा, तो जो नया मेरा ग्रेजुएट निकल रहा है मेरे देश का, what path do you see and is that a conversation you've had with people or stakeholders involved?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नहीं. अभी देखिए, अभी जो हम बोल रहे हैं इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन 5.0, तो जब just imagine several years and decades and centuries ago when this whole industrial revolution, mechanization started to come in, there was also this hoo-ha about क्या हो जाएगा. और जो वर्कर जो इंडस्ट्री में है वो प्रोडक्शन लाइन में है, जो अभी जा रहा है. नहीं तो पहले तो क्या आदमी लोग करते थे कि ये काम, ये जैसे ये डब्बा बनाना है, सूटकेस बनाना है, ट्रेन बनाना है, गाड़ी बनानी है, तो हाथ से करते थे. सडनली मैकेनाइजेशन आ गया. जितना भी चाहो, जो भी हुआ, we still as humanity have evolved. अभी सोचिए सिंपल एग्जांपल, राइट? हमारे पास्ट में, रिसेंट पास्ट 20-25 years ago, cell phones were not that available.
Exactly.
है ना? एंड हम फोन नंबर्स याद किया करते थे. इतने सारे नंबर याद थे. We used to store our memory with phone numbers. अभी हमने आउटसोर्स कर दिया. उसके वजह से क्या हुआ, वो मेरा फ्री अप हो गया कुछ और वैल्यूबल किया. सो यू आर ट्राइंग टू पुश इट इनटू अ हायर ऑर्डर एक्टिविटी.
सो हायर लेवरेज टास्क की तरफ हम जाते.
तो जैसे अभी ये कोडर्स की जो बात करी है आपने, तो while it is not going to replace, see, I think at the end of the day you need India and Indian talent to implement the AI solutions in whichever country, India में हो या बाहर हो. The world is looking for India to serve the tech sector. इसके लिए आपको डोमेन नॉलेज चाहिए. जैसे अभी आप लीगल सेक्टर में देख लो, वहां पे आप इंप्लीमेंट करो, या पीएफएसआर में देख लो. यू नीड टू हैव दैट डोमेन नॉलेज. यू नीड टू बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डेटा एग्जिस्ट, हाउ डू यू स्टिच दैट डेटा टुगेदर, हाउ डू you know ensure that models are deployed so that eventually there is a solution that comes for that particular sector. ये नहीं हो पाएगा if you leave the people behind, people who are stitching this together, have that understanding. But again, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि the basic coders job is safe. इसीलिए ये रीस्किलिंग, अपस्किलिंग जो करना पड़ता है. अभी जो हमारा न्यू इनिशिएटिव हम लोग लॉन्च करने जा रहे हैं, वे टारगेटिंग अगेन वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल स्टूडेंट्स, रनिंग अ डेवलपर मैराथन, all because we want to make sure that there's enough enablement that's provided. हम कर रहे हैं NASSCOM की तरफ से, बाकी बहुत सारा काम हो रहा है, गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से भी सपोर्ट हो रहा है. All of that is ensuring that we are upgrading ourselves to the next higher order, to the new normal that is coming in. And unless we do that, it's going to be a tough one. But I think everything is geared towards achieving that. I don't think we're going to miss out on this race. But yes, I think ये जो है, we are moving to the higher order, and I think it is important that is Darwinian theory at action, right? So those who are not adapting to change will perish. That is generally how it is going to be. And in this race, I think India's pace of acceleration towards getting to that ascendancy purely depends on कि आप कितना ये ठीक कर पाओगे within the next few years. That is a true test.
So now, considering what an ecosystem needs to accelerate as a whole, आपका अभी रिपोर्ट कार्ड क्या होगा? Like, what do you think कि हमारे लिए current choke point क्या है? Because we have a huge talent arbitrage that we can do. Like, just I want to get your general sense of the whole ecosystem as a whole. Where do you think we need the most work right now?
I think most work will need to be in ensuring more and more collaborations happen. Often क्या होता है ना, मतलब ज्यादातर साइलोज में काम होता है कि
ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट इसका पार्ट है.
ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट रहेगा, क्योंकि ये जो है, अगर मैं अगर आप गवर्नमेंट का देख लो, गवर्नमेंट या इंडस्ट्री अडॉप्शन डिमांड साइड, तो यूजुअली क्या होता है ना, द बिलीफ इज गवर्नमेंट छोड़ दीजिए, इंडस्ट्री देखते हैं। इंडस्ट्री में मुझे एआई सॉल्यूशन लाना है बिकॉज दैट्स अ लॉजिकल चॉइस बेसिस माय एनालिसिस हो जाए।
यस,
नाउ इंडस्ट्री में टैलेंट है, मतलब एंटरप्राइज में टैलेंट रहेगा टू बिल्ड सॉल्यूशंस ऑन देयर ओन।
हाँ,
नाउ कंसिडर बाय आर्गुमेंट कि मैं बिल्ड क्यों करूं, बाय कर सकता हूं।
हाँ,
Buy is also a collaboration model. So maybe there are
हाँ,
researchers, maybe there are startups
यस,
that might have a solution that is more readily available. But I think it is really about, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया था ना, तो अगर मुझे यहाँ पे अडॉप्ट करना है, मतलब इंटीग्रेट तो करना है मुझे, so at the end of the day that those integration level challenges are really where some of these collaborations can break. So I think more and more mind share of the other stakeholders, जैसे मैं अभी स्टार्टअप हूँ, आप एंटरप्राइज हो, आई नीड टू बी मोर माइंडफुल कि आप कैसे सोच रहे हो, आपका पर्सपेक्टिव क्या है, आपके चैलेंजेस क्या है। सो आई डेवलप अ सेंस ऑफ एम्पैथी, आई हैव टू ऑपरेट फ्रॉम दैट प्लेस। अगर मैं वो नहीं कर पाता हूँ तो कोलैबोरेशन कैसे होगा? इट्स नॉट अबाउट मी एंड मी ओनली, इट्स अबाउट अस। हाउ कैन वी डू मोर टुगेदर? हाउ डू वी फाइंड दोस विन एंड विन परहैप्स, एंड विन विन मेरे लिए, आपके लिए, और द थर्ड विन इज फॉर एवरीवन।
फॉर एवरीवन।
अगर वो सोच लेकर हम आगे नहीं जाएंगे तो देन इट इज ओनली गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी siloed approach. मैं खुद के लिए देखूंगा, and that is how, see, there are leaps of faith that are required oftentimes in
Yeah.
collaborations. And there are, gentlemen handshakes as they are called.
Yes, yes.
And to the most extent they actually work. And like I said, I'm a very optimistic person, right?
हाँ,
तो जो मैंने पहले भी बोला था, गुड फेथ बेसिस पे,
हाँ,
ऐसा नहीं है कि सामने वाला कुछ बुरा सोच के बात करेगा। सो ऑब्वियसली सबका इंटेंट सही होगा, ऐसे करके लीप ऑफ फेथ हम अगर वो सोचकर आगे बढ़ेंगे, then I think more and more collaborations will happen. I think that is where we can make all of this happen. At the end of the day, that is my thing.
And so, my last question to you before we wrap up this conversation, and it's been very insightful. Just thank you for.
Sure.
So I now understand how like different pieces of the puzzle fit into each other. For a person who's building something from scratch, who might not have a network, उसको पता नहीं है क्या करना है. Basically, me 2 years ago, what would you say? Like, आप इस era में, how would you move about it? और आप उसको क्या बोलोगे? So let's just leave with that message.
No, it's a very apt time for all of us. मतलब हम ये जो युग में हम लोग जी रहे हैं, we are very fortunate to see the kind of flux जो होता है, it is just rapidity of change,
हाँ.
इतना ज़्यादा है, and there is no steady state or no sense of that steady state. So it is, while exciting, at the same time it's also very terrifying, for a lot of people, especially the younger generation, who are perhaps in their first few years of their career, or those that are wanting to get into the workforce, or those that are in the mid journey of their career कि आगे मैं क्या करूं. I think the best is to, first thing I would think of is, be more aware of what is happening. Move away at least at sufficient times in your working week or in your daily week from what you're doing. Take a step back and consume content, which I think all of us do.
Yeah.
But then look at the right kind of right kind of thought leaders, the movers and shakers, if I were to call it, in the space of technology or in AI. Think about what they are foreseeing. What are the voices that are coming out? What are the things that will likely change in the next 5 to 10 years? Then do a skills audit of yourself. Where are you today? आपका समझ कहाँ है? अगर आप खुद को वो 5-10 साल के बाद आपने ये करना सोचा है, आपको लगा है कि आई थिंक basis the understanding ये मुझे ठीक लग रहा है, और for the fact that industry is moving that way and I'm also likely to find myself to be relevant for those kind of jobs, क्या skills वहाँ चाहिए? Do I have them today? So my as is assessment हो जाएगा, मेरा audit हो जाएगा, मैं खुद करूँगा, और वहाँ से gap कितना है, and that constant upgradation of skills I think is very important. Second thing I will do is I will need to talk to a lot of people, and इंडस्ट्री से हो, डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री से मैं बात करूंगा. अगर मुझे लगता है कि ये इंडस्ट्री तेजी से जा रही है, क्यों जा रही है, So be naturally inquisitive.
Hmm.
पूछना जरूरी है. हम लोग ना, I think as Indians we generally tend to ask less. We fear कि मतलब should I ask, should I ask, especially जो बड़े होते हैं ना, culturally we are ingrained कि we don't ask many questions, but we should ask questions and be naturally inquisitive. One of the first things which I have learned in my grad school in the US, that I was one of the silent persons in my first semester, and then I realized everybody's asking questions. Participating in discussions is one way in which you are able to upgrade yourselves, because you start to put your mind out, and then you realize that it opens up a lot of faculties in your mind कि आपको समझ उतना पड़. So inquisitiveness is definitely very important. Third is, I think, embracing change and the ability to embrace change. जितना जल्दी से जो रफ्तार से जो अभी टेक्नोलॉजी बदल रहा है, अगर आपका रफ्तार बदलने का रफ्तार भी आप उसको अलाइन कर पाओगे, then you will be little ahead in the race.
Perfect.
क्योंकि and that too कि मैं कंफर्टेबल हो जाऊं, नहीं नहीं, कंफर्टेबल होने का टाइम नहीं है. You have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And generally कुछ भी, कोई भी साइकोलॉजी बुक आप देख लो, पॉडकास्ट सुन लो, आपको यही पता चलेगा कि when you are in uncomfortable situation you are pushed to think आप क्या करोगे. My first jobs were really that. I didn't know selling, but I figured it out. And that is the beauty of how the human brain works. अगर आप वो embrace करना जल्दी से सीख जाओगे, the better it is for you to embrace the change that we are. So with that, I think these are exciting times. And I wish all of us great luck and success.
So on that beautiful note, I just want to thank you again for having this conversation, and I'll let you go. So thank you, sir. That was very illuminating.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me over.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.